Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store and YouTube channel. It is 7:20 in the morning, Saturday, August 25th. And I am super pumped up because I live for the type of sale that I am about to go to. It is an estate sale, but it's a special type of estate sale. It's called a pick and pull estate sale. What that basically means, if you're not familiar with it, is there's so much chaos and so much stuff inside the house that they can't even price it all because there's just too much of it. So if you're willing to be patient and take your time, you could really find a lot of great treasures there. So I'm real excited about it. It really is a true old-fashioned treasure hunt. The type of one which they actually encourage you to bring a flashlight, which I normally have one anyway, but I got my flashlight, I've got my bag of tools. I am ready to dig in. Now, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be excited and are going to come there, are going to line up, and trust me, based on experience, they'll be in there, they'll walk inside the houses, they're going to get overwhelmed, and they're just going to leave. So this is where I specialize in just trying to outwork everybody and being patient. That is how you could unearth a whole bunch of profitable material. So let's head on over there. It's about 20 minutes away and see what we could find. All right, we're here. I really like what I'm seeing here with these older houses. Talked about that many times, but the older houses is where you're gonna find the older stuff. It's just that simple. So I like that it starts at 8 o'clock too, because a lot of people don't like to wake up that early, so the line is not crazy, as you can see. There's a sign up list. I'm not on it, but it doesn't look like it's gonna matter. I will sign up as soon as I get out there, and I think she'll let everyone in at once. So I'm just gonna find a parking spot right now. This is a really nice house across the street from where we're going, so just a beautiful area.
Big winner with that skull. It's the neatest thing I've seen in a couple of years.
Nintendo controllers with the gun. These old Mattel electronic games are also great. Just put the battery in to test this. It's a 9-volt. And it works. This is really cool. I like this military book with all these signatures inside. Really cool. Nice. Very, very collectible type of book. Take this. Always look through the drawers. You never know what you'll find in here. Like, you know, for example, here's a wood nickel. So that's really a cool piece. Definitely take that. Super cool. 1937. Here's an old military button. You know, no one's here too. You just got to take your time and sort through this stuff. It's, you know, a lot of good stuff here to potentially look through in the back. Just take your time. Really cool lotto keychain with the little balls inside of it. Like that. Now, we are technically in the city of Camillus, New York, and there's a lot of these medallions inside of here. They're bicentennial ones. So I'm gonna pick all these up. There's a lot of them in here. 2 right there. 3, 4, 5. There's a lot. 6. I'm just gonna keep going and picking them all out. Look what I just found here. There's a Ford piece right here. I love Ford stuff. It's great. It's got the clips on the back. Awesome. Now everyone's upstairs and I've got this whole drawer to myself. This right here is about a $25 to $30 switchblade. It's old cast iron, Defiance, $12.99. There's one right now that's about $30 with 5 watchers on eBay. So just got to be careful with this because this blade is sharp. So I'm going to protect it when I put it in the box. This is a fob watch US. I'm going to see if I can find out a way to open this later. But fob watches are generally collectible. Remember, go to the back for the best stuff, like this right here. This is a franc. Look at that. 1 franc. Really cool. Also picked out a set of Ford keys. All right, last find is 4 vintage pocket knives. So happy with these and time to move on. This area is done. Heading upstairs. Some old wallpaper. Pretty neat old crossword book. Brand new. Could fetch about 20 bucks. Sure thing, no problem. It's about 15 bucks, 20 bucks maybe. You'll find this game all the time. Looks vintage, looks cool, but pass on it. Not really worth it. Still finding this stuff. Best stuff is usually on the bottom. Oh, that's really cool. Hall of Fame. Cooperstown, New York. Not too far from here. Go through the papers. Don't know what you'll find. Great example. Another great example. (1978) Fort Knox map. That's incredible. I mean, it's just sitting here folded up. Just got to open it. But when it initially looks like this, people don't want to take their time. That's the thing. So, see this big table? Look right behind it. And what do we got? Doesn't look like anything, right? Ha 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 ha. About 8 billion people have been up here, but no one bothered to look behind the table.
I can't believe the condition. It's great. Wow. Striking gold right there. Oh boy. There's a lot of stuff in here to look through. And there too. Might be here a while. These golden magazines for boys and girls are good. You just have to pick them up in lots in order to sell them. And there's a bunch of them in here from the 60s. So I'm gonna grab these. It's amazing they're still sitting up here. So I picked out a stack of 14 of these. Cha-ching. I mean, they're in great shape too. Crazy that these are still sitting up here. Unbelievable. And this was laying on the bottom. Big golden book, Cinderella. $19.50. Great shape. It's about a $40 book sitting right there. So there's another room here with more stuff. Not too big. But I'll look through it real quick, see if I can find anything. Anyone need to go to the bathroom? There's a broader view of that area with the table. You could see it was right behind here. No one was looking there. You gotta look where your eyes cannot see.
All right, everybody, I am out of there. This was definitely the highlight find, the best pick of the day. This motor oil company is really classic. It was founded in 1903 in Franklin, Pennsylvania, and that's why you'll actually see this brand come up every once in a while in New York, because we are a neighboring state to Pennsylvania. Now, the key to the value with these signs is, one, is it metal? Now, that is what this sign has a strike against it for, is that it's not metal. If it was metal, it would easily command like $300 or more. $500 would be totally reasonable. Some of these signs from this company, depending on the style and the look, can even go for the low, like $1,000 price range, like $1,100, something like that. Now, if it was a reproduction sign, a tin reproduction sign, it would be worthless. And those would be smaller signs, not something big like this. But if it was a small reproduction sign with like fake rust on it, made out of tin, that's not worth anything. This is in a unique category because there's no comps for it. I looked in terms of completed sales, and I also looked in terms of what anyone currently has for this brand in signs. Now, what it has going for it is it's pretty big. It's also vintage. This is not a reproduction, and it's in very good shape. So where's it going to fall out in terms of the ultimate price? Well, it's definitely not going to bring in $500, $600, or $1,000. But can it bring in several hundred, maybe like 200? Possible. I'm not sure. I'm going to start it out high, and then I'm going to work it back low. Now, that's something that I do when I have a unique item like this that nobody else has on the market. You never know. You could get somebody to come in who sees it, they like it, they want it, and they make a purchase and they get it really quick. If not, then what you do is you just reverse the price back a little bit each week. You take a little bit off. So you take like $5, $10 off each week. And, you know, you start to see where are you starting to get interest. When are people starting to put offers in? When are you starting to get watchers? That starts to tell you you're close to what the market is willing to pay for the item, or at least you're somewhere close. That's called doing a reverse auction. I do that a lot when I have a unique item like this, or when I have an item that, or I have an item that nobody else currently has. So when you could corner the market like that on something, that's the best time and place to do that kind of reverse auction where you start off really high and walk it back. Now, it does require patience, because I'd rather make the mistake starting high than starting low and then selling it for less than what I otherwise could have got it for. So it does require some patience. just like a sale like this requires patience. You know, when I walked in that house, the same thing happened that happened in so many other estate sales if you watch my other haul videos. Everyone to a T just flies straight ahead and starts walking to the first thing that they see, or what's on the table right in front of them, or, you know, to a particular room that they see straight ahead, and everyone tends to congregate in one area. So if you rewind that video, you go back to the beginning where I started to find things like this, and like where I found those Nintendo controllers on the floor. Just to envision this, I actually taped it, so there's no voiceover on this, but if you go back and you look, there's a video of a guy who's just sitting there looking at the bookshelf. That's after I got through with it. That's where I was. I kind of pinned myself in there with the chairs, and I was going through all those books. I had first dibs at that area, whereas everyone else is kind of grabbing and competing with one another. I'd rather have an area where I could go, I could sit, I could focus, I could concentrate and start pulling stuff out like this. I mean, I didn't even have a chance to really go look through this, but I saw that this is, you know, old, it's vintage, it has, you know, Germany on it, it's a road map. Maps are very popular, and if you open it up inside, you know, you'll see, I took a little peek when I had it in a box. This thing is amazing. It's a color map, and it opens up, and it's pretty big. And just look at this. I mean, this is just incredible. Someone is definitely going to pay up for this, and there won't be, I didn't look for comps, but I doubt there's many of these out there. I might be the only one who has something like this. So, you know, we'll see. And there's two maps that are pinned side by side that look just kind of like that. But the point is I had myself, you know, wedged into that area to get all that stuff, and I just took my time. I wasn't worried right then and there about what was in the next room. I wasn't worried about what was upstairs. Everyone's running up the stairs, and there's just chaos up there. And people start to get impatient. You know, I can't tell you how many times I heard at this sale plus other sales someone say, all right, I'm starting to get overwhelmed. There's too much stuff. I got to go. I can't handle this anymore. You just have to take your time, and you just have to put a strategy in place and just calmly go area by area. So when I went into that room where I pulled out that drawer and I found all those things, like, you know, all these vintage pocket knives, for example. Like, I got a whole, you know, I know I showed it to you earlier, but I got the box right here. You know, when I found all these things and all those old medallions from Camilla's Cutlery, these were actually made by Camilla's Cutlery. So if you open it up, you'll see that inside. And again, I did a quick check on the comps, and that company is very popular, and these blades are collectible. So that's great. I could sell them in a lot. I could sell them individually. I just have to do a little research and see. But I took my time, and I went through that drawer from front to back. I picked everything out of it and just made sure I checked it over, that I wasn't passing anything up. While I'm doing that, everyone's upstairs looking through stuff. I go up there after everyone has ransacked the place. They all come downstairs, they all leave. There's barely anyone up there, and every single person there left this sign pinned against the wall right behind that table. So you have to think creatively. You have to think, where do people sometimes hide things when they have a house, or where do they put stuff to store? They put things behind other things. So look behind pieces of furniture, because that's where a lot of gems are that everybody else will miss. And sometimes you just have to just be willing to work. So, you know, how is this still sitting there after about an hour and a half, where everyone had gone up there? And I know a lot of those people, a lot of them are local dealers who would want something like this. This is a $40 book, this 1950 Cinderella big golden book, in perfect condition. Or not perfect, but I mean, it's an amazing shape. Look at this thing. This is a $40 book. I got everything there for $25, including the sign. When I sell this, I have all my money back. So, you know, all I had to do is go to the bottom of the box. Now, why did nobody go to the bottom of the box? Because you actually have to put in some hard work. It's not really that much hard work, but people are really lazy at these sales. They just want to skim the tops and that's it, and they don't want to go to the bottom. The most valuable stuff is in the most hard to find places. So, you know, just like this sign, just like this book, how many things did you see in that drawer that I pulled out that were right in the very back of the drawer? you know, that's where stuff tends to be that's old, because people either tend to hide more valuable stuff there. I should say where stuff that's old and valuable tends to be there. It also tends to be where stuff gets pushed back, or where stuff sits for a while because the original owner just didn't get back into that area or didn't get to the bottom of the box. The owner, him or herself, was just focusing on the stuff that was on the top. So, you know, how, for example, where is it? How were all of these golden magazines sitting there? I mean, I got a lot of 14 of these. I mean, these in and of itself are probably like $25, $30 for 14 of these, maybe more. Just crazy. They're just all sitting there. You just have to be willing to put in the work. That's really the main thing. Look in places that other people are not looking. Don't impulsively run from room to room. Focus on where you're at, get done with that area, move on to the next spot. So I hope you learned something from these tips and tricks, so you could use them when you go to estate sales, and you could, or garage sales or rummage sales, whatever, and start making money by looking in these creative types of places. And just not anything real creative about looking on the bottom of the box, but just willing to do some work to get down there. That's it. Take your time. So I hope you learned something from this video. If so, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram. That's @PrimetimeTreasure, and join the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. That is my Facebook group. The link to it is down below. So I will see everybody there. The other thing is, if anyone's waiting for the Excel accounting bookkeeping video, I am going to do that, but I'm going to do that probably within the next couple of videos. I'm not sure about tomorrow, but I'll probably do it at the beginning of next week. All right, so I'll see everyone at the next video. Take care.